Another recruiting cycle has come and mostly gone. And once again, the state of Texas reigns king when it comes to producing the best talent in the country. And in this video, we're going to break down where the top players from the 2025 class in the state of Texas are headed. But before we get going, guys, do me a favor, hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. This is the best recruiting channel on all of YouTube, so jump on board and hit subscribe. All right. Let's start off with the number one player in the state of Texas. That's quarterback Keon Russell, who signed with Alabama. The 6'3", 181-pound superstar from Duncanville High School. Not only one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the country, but also one of the biggest winners. Now, originally, remember, I don't know if you guys remember this, but he committed to SMU. That was early on, of course, flipping to Alabama, rising as a senior, number 2 quarterback in the country, the crown jewel of Alabama's 2025 recruiting class. In at number 2, the second best player in the state, that's Devin Moore. He's leaving. He signed with Oregon, also from Duncanville High School, 5'11", 186 pounds, explosive wide receiver with elite top-end speed, and he's also shifty in the return game. Now, he committed to LSU for several months, but then on July 4th, flipped that commitment to the Oregon Ducks. Looks like an immediate impact player for Dan Lanning and his staff. Let's go to number 3. Devin Sanchez, the number 3 player in the state of Texas out of the Houston area. He's leaving the state, signed with Ohio State, number 1 corner in America, number 7 ranked player overall, committed to the Buckeyes on January 6th of 2024. You guys remember that day? Same day that Bryce Underwood committed to LSU. Now, a huge win for the Buckeyes, and he actually signs with the Buckeyes. And really, after he committed to Ohio State, it was quiet for Devin Sanchez. Not a peep in terms of him flipping, no rumors. Devin Sanchez, he's a Buckeye. At number 4, we got Jonah Williams, and here come the Longhorns. Jonah Williams, the number 1 safety in America out of Galveston, Texas, Ball High School, committed to Texas. Actually, committed to Texas right here on the On3 Recruits channel. Now, this was a long recruitment at times. I thought he was going to end up at Oregon. I know at times Oklahoma, LSU was trending for a minute, but I really thought that Jonah Williams was going to go to Oregon, but Texas clamps down, and in the end, they land the number 1 safety in America. At number 5, offensive tackle Michael Fusi. Number 2 offensive tackle in America, signs with Oklahoma. Now, Texas and Oklahoma battled it out for Fusi. Texas got him on campus a bunch early on, but it was Oklahoma trending in the end. A&M, they were also heavily involved. 6'5", 300 pounds from Louisville High School, and he has the upside to be an early NFL draft pick. At number 6, we got Lamont Rogers to Texas A&M. He's originally from Mesquite, Texas, committed to Missouri during the summer, but a late flip keeps him in state. Not to Texas. Rogers flips to the Aggies. Major pickup for Mike Elko and his staff. At number 7, a really interesting recruitment here. Tai Haywood, committed to Alabama. I say committed because he has not signed. He's the only player in this top 10 that is unsigned. His recruitment is essentially open, but how? He's committed to Alabama. Well, if you watch this channel, we have Tim Watts, Andrew Bonon from Bama Online a lot. They have no expectation that Haywood is going to end up signing with Alabama. I know he's committed there. I don't know why he's still on the commit list, but as long as he is, I'm going to refer to him as a Alabama commit. But I think he ends up at probably Michigan, maybe FSU. I know others are going to try to make a run at him because in the end of the day, he's the final remaining 5-star offensive lineman. Actually, when it comes to the 2025 cycle, he's the final unsigned 5-star in general. So, like I said, I think he ends up at Michigan, committed to Alabama, though, for those scoring at home. Number 8, edge Lance Jackson, signed with Texas Longhorns. From Texarkana, Texas, the number 2 edge in the country. Get this, he's 6'5", 270. One of those first off the bus type players. Remember Colin Simmons last year? Well, this year it's Lance Jackson. And look for Jackson, just like Simmons, to make an early impact for the Horns. Let's go to number 9. Wide receiver Khalid Lockett from Saxe, Texas. We talked a lot about Lockett on this channel. Actually, he committed right here on this channel. 6'1.5", 175 pounds. Rangy with great speed. He's teaming up with Jamie French. He's out of Florida. What a loaded wide receiver room they got, and you can tell they are loading up for that Arch Manning era at Texas. At number 10, Kade Phillips to Texas. And this was a big one because he's the number 5 rated corner in the country, and he was locked into LSU, committed there for a long time until he wasn't. The night before signing day, Kade Phillips announces the flip to Texas, and another absolute heartbreaker for the LSU Tigers, but a key pickup for Coach Sark and his staff. So those are your top 10. My observations, Texas only signed 4 of the top 10. A&M signed 1. I know there's still 1 unsigned right now, but he's not going to A&M or Texas, likely Michigan. So 5 of the top 10 players, including 1 through 3, all signed out of state. Now, Texas did have a great class at the end, and they went into Florida and they pull out Jamie French. They go into Georgia and they land Justice Terry. So that's kind of like the same as Oregon coming and landing Corey Moore. I mean, for Texas to go into the state of Georgia and land defensive lineman Justice Terry that everybody thought was going to be a dog for his entire recruitment, it was huge. But what do you guys think? Tell me, why do you think the majority of the players in the state left the state in the 2025 cycle? Also, when we look back on this class, say 4 or 5 years later, who do you think we'll look back on from this top 10 and say that was the best college football player? Let me know. Comment section below.